What if everything you think you know about the Black Dahlia is wrong? Not the myths, not the rumors, not the Hollywood versions of her life and death, but the real story of Elizabeth Short. For the past 5 episodes, we've retraced her footsteps from her early years in Massachusetts to her cross-country adventures to her final tragic days in Los Angeles. We've unraveled the truth behind the sensational headlines, debunked the most persistent myths, and examined the crime, the suspects, and the investigation with fresh eyes. And now we've arrived at the final chapter. In this episode, we'll explore why the Black Dahlia case has captivated the world for nearly 80 years. You'll learn why certain suspects and theories refuse to die, even when the evidence never supported them, which modern theories continue to shape the public imagination, and which fall apart under scrutiny. How Hollywood films, books, documentaries, and true crime media transformed Elizabeth Short into a cultural icon. And most importantly, why the real woman behind the nickname was lost along the way. We'll look at the legacy of this case, not just the enduring mystery, but the impact of a story retold so many times that it blurred the line between truth and legend. By the end of this episode, you'll not only understand why the Black Dahlia remains one of the most famous unsolved murders in American history, you'll also walk away with a clearer picture of who Elizabeth Short really was, far beyond the myth, the media, and the darkness that claimed her. I'm Esther, and this is Broken, the Black Dahlia Murder, Part 6, The Black Dahlia Legacy. Before we dive in, don't forget, this is just a taste of this week's case. You can hear the full story, every detail, and every twist on the Once Upon a Crime podcast. Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Get all the links on our website, truecrimepodcast.com. In January of 1947, the brutal murder of 22-year-old Elizabeth Short shocked Los Angeles and the world. Her case, known ever since as the Black Dahlia, has become one of the most infamous unsolved crimes in American history. Over the decades, some theories have grown so large that they've come to overshadow the real Elizabeth Short. 2 of the most widely circulated theories are the Black Dahlia Avenger, the supposed killer who mailed taunting letters to newspapers, and the theory that Dr. George Hodel, a Los Angeles physician, committed the murder, a claim promoted by his own son in a series of best-selling books. But as we've explored in earlier episodes, investigators concluded the Avenger letters were hoaxes, sent by attention seekers, not the killer. And the Hodel theory? Despite its popularity, it remains speculative, with no credible evidence tying him to the crime. Today, most experts agree these theories endure not because they're factual, but because they make for dramatic storytelling. Author William J. Mann offers a different perspective, one grounded in the evidence we do have. His forthcoming book, Black Dahlia, Murder, Monsters, and Madness in Midcentury Hollywood, doesn't rely on conspiracy theories or sensational claims. Instead, Mann approaches the case the same way investigators did in 1947, through the people who actually knew Elizabeth, the world she really lived in. His theory, one I find both compelling and heartbreakingly simple, focuses on someone already in Beth's orbit. I won't reveal his suspect here, but I encourage you to read his book when it's released in January 2026. You'll find a link in the description below. The biggest tragedy of this case is that the real Elizabeth Short was swallowed up by the character the press created. The Black Dahlia was a myth, part femme fatale, part Hollywood cautionary tale. But the real Elizabeth? She was a very different person. She was lovely and imaginative, adventurous and romantic, but also naive, impulsive, and emotionally unsteady. a young woman who wanted love, beauty, and a brighter life. Someone who often took risks without realizing how dangerous the world could be. She drifted through California, living in rooming houses, borrowed apartments, and spare sofas, chasing warmth, opportunity, and a future she hoped she'd grow into. Elizabeth trusted people, sometimes the wrong people. She wasn't prepared for the predatory men in a big post-war city. And ultimately, one of those men, someone she knew or someone she met by chance, took advantage of her vulnerability. Her murder wasn't the result of an elaborate conspiracy. It was the result of a moment of misplaced trust. A dangerous stranger whose true nature she never saw until it was too late. Elizabeth's story has echoed through pop culture for nearly 80 years. She has inspired best-selling crime books, fictionalized novels, films, documentaries, TV episodes, podcasts, and even graphic novels. James Ellroy's novel, The Black Dahlia, Brian De Palma's film adaptation, documentaries from HBO, A&E, the History Channel, and Investigation Discovery, episodes of American Horror Story and I Am the Night, dozens of true crime podcasts, hundreds of articles and investigations online. Every generation reinterprets her story, sometimes with care, sometimes with reckless sensationalism. But the problem is this: the more the myth is repeated, the more the real Elizabeth Short disappears. Our goal with this series has been to reclaim her narrative, to peel away the lurid legends and reveal the complex, hopeful, deeply human young woman at the center of it all. Elizabeth was someone your heart ached for, someone you'd want to protect. But she was also someone who frustrated you with her impulsive choices and relentless romanticism. A friend who needed guidance, but had so much potential. She had years ahead of her to figure out her life. Or she should have. And that brings us to the end of our series, Broken, the Black Dahlia Murder. Thank you for coming with me on this journey to understand Elizabeth Short, not as a symbol, but as a person. A young woman with hopes, flaws, dreams, and heartbreaks, just like any of us. If you enjoyed this series, please like this video, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe to Once Upon a Crime for more in-depth storytelling. We have a couple of special episodes coming out for the holidays, and in mid-January, we'll launch a brand new multi-part series. Make sure you've hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. For behind-the-scenes content, sneak peeks, merchandise discounts, and more, visit truecrimepodcast.com. All our social media links are listed there. Thank you for watching and for remembering Elizabeth Short for who she really was.